Good morning, sir, and welcome to IKEA. How can I help you? Yeah, I was taking a look. I need a new sofa and I heard you had a huge variety. You have come to the right place. Please follow me and we will find what suits you best. Sure thing. This is a bestseller amongst imperial citizens. It is made of fabricate. I'm not so sure, it seems a bit hard, no? Okay, the next one is blowing the market in Fenris. Isn't a bit cold though? Soft, warm. I have the perfect one for you. Follow me. This one is the latest trend in Komara. Yeah, I don't know, man. What the hell is even that? But why? Why would you do that? Look, it does come with cup holders. You have to be kidding me.
Hey dude, do you have some cigarettes? I heard that gave you cancer.
Alright, I'm gonna buy it so I can end his suffering. How do I pick that? Oh, no. You have to go down to our vault and pick one there. Wait. Do you mean you have more of this? Of course we do. Write down the aisles written in the tag so you can pick it up downstairs. Scarbrand?
No, you're not supposed to read that!
Scorpion takes furniture. How does a scorpion exit this goddamn place?
Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Obsessive Converter and this month I'm gonna be covering Flesh. Stitched flesh to be exact. There's more than one way to approach it. So I chose to divide this video in 3 different techniques based on difficulty. So with no further ado, let's jump into it and best of luck to everyone.
As usual, take a glass of water and leave it close. We're going to be soaking our tools on it.
In this video I'm gonna be using my custom tool, but there are so many other options available. Sculpting hooks and needles are still valid tools. They can be found online from different providers. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no, I haven't become a Yankee yet. But these kind of needles are good for the smallest details. Take a look at the bend I gave it to it.
This ensures my hand isn't obstructing my vision.
Tweezers are gonna be handy when we need to pull Greenstuff in the later stages. Furnishers are gonna be useful to carve the holes of the stitches without leaving any marks. And finally, a hobby knife with a brand new blade. Spare blades can be found separately. I do prefer a hobby knife over a cutter because it holds the blade more tightly. And well, as obvious, some Greenstuff. My victim of choice today will be this regular Chaos Space Marine. Make sure you don't build in the backpack. Now we can proceed onto the inwash flesh technique. We will combine Greenstuff in a 50-50 mix. Make sure to wash your hands before and to keep your fingers wet while mixing Greenstuff. Keep mixing until the mix is homogenic. We will pull a small blob of Greenstuff and roll it until we make a small cord. Then we're gonna stick it by hand to the desired surface. In this case I picked the marine shoulder pad. Do not worry, it might take a bit. Just remember to keep your fingers wet. Once you've managed to pull it off, use a wet flat tool to spread the Greenstuff a bit. Then proceed to cut the recess out of it. Now it is time to spread the Greenstuff over the whole shoulder pad. If you ever feel like the Greenstuff is too soft, you might need to use a soft rubber brush. Cut any recess that has spread out of the edges. Now we are going to carve a mark into the Greenstuff that would lead us into the direction we need to go. Remember to not drag the Greenstuff around, only in and out. Now we're gonna carve where we want to allocate our stitches. Make them kinda wide. Our plan is to fit the real stitches inside those cavities. It should look by now something like this. Once you're done, you can let it dry for 2 hours. But if you feel confident enough, you can proceed as usual. For the next step, we're going to be using white mineral oil as a means of lubrication. The stitches have a very small contact surface, so we don't want water running everywhere and under the stitches, making it impossible for them to stick. Dip your tools in oil very gently, we only need a very thin coat of it. Now on to rolling the thinnest cord you can achieve. Cut both ends after so the wall cord has the same thickness. Cut your first stitch and go to town with it. Keep repeating the process until you're done. And that's it, easy as that. Now we are going to be jumping onto the outwards flesh technique. This requires a bit more of practice, but the results are on a higher level. It begins in the same way as the previously shown. Stick a blob of green stuff and blend it with the rest of the shoulder pad. Don't spread it too much, as we want as much mass as possible towards the center. After that, we are going to split the green stuff in two. Then what I want is to accentuate the protrusion of the outwards flesh in both sides. With the help of a burnisher, I will decap the holes for the stitches, but I will press it diagonally towards the cut. Next, what I want is to give the sense the flesh is being stretched out.
So I'm going to shape a V on each of the holes.
Right now, it should look something like this. After that, I'm going to open the area of the cut in between two holes so that area of flesh will look loose. Too much good work has been put into this, so it's better to save the progress at the checkpoint and continue after 2 hours. You've seen this drill before. Cut a small piece of green stuff and start knitting those stitches. Onto the final results, it kind of feels the flesh is holding together with metal rings. For the next trick, I wanted to give the marine a fleshy poncho, but I do need to explain it first in a bigger scale, or else it wouldn't be too much noticeable. Start by marking where the stitches will be. They can go in any random direction, and they will give us a path to follow. Next, we are going to be marking the limits of the cut. Make sure to go as deep as possible on the corners. Normally, the next step in a 28mm scale isn't much noticeable, therefore not necessary, but I'm going to explain it anyways in case some Dark Eldar fleet is watching. Press the green stuff near the cut inwards. This will increase the sense of volume to a better degree. Coming up next, I'm going to take a burnisher, make a hole, hook the green stuff and pull it upwards. If the stitches are too thick, you can split them in two so they won't look too plain. The next step is about going under the stitch and pulling it from both sides. Then I'm going to mark some stretch marks like we did in the previous example. And it is done. Okay, so now onto that fleshy poncho. We're going to mix green stuff in a 40-60 mix, adding more blue to it. Very important now is to write down the time we have mixed it. We need to take control of it for the later stages of this technique. Mix it well and then spread it with your hands before applying it to a piece of oven paper. Make sure it is the waxy one and it doesn't have any pattern that can be translated onto the green stuff. Then use a rod to spread it to the thinnest possible from both sides. Look out for wrinkles and fix them whenever you can. Using smaller rods will let you apply much force per square inch, or pressure as commonly known. Then we're gonna let it rest for 30 minutes. Now we are going to unstick the paper, but you need to go fast, boy. We are going to take our Space Marine model and use it to mark the backpack area that will give us some distant references. After that, we will just grow from there, cutting where we believe the hood will be. Then cut the desired piece of flesh in a random way. Make it longer in the direction the wind will catch up. After that, it is time to separate all the recess from our fleshy bit. Pay attention on how I do it. Do not drag the green stuff around, only in and out. By trial and error, check if there's anything that needs to be fixed. For instance, I noticed I needed more material going under the head, so it's time to fix it. Take a tiny bit of green stuff from the amount you scrapped before. You didn't throw it away, right? Right? Cut it to the desired shape. After that, it is time to start building those stitches with the help of a needle. This is also where you could be having a little fun and sculpt some flayed faces. But avoid the hood area or surfaces we need to press to make contact with the miniature. Once you're done, let it cure until the green stuff reaches the mark of 75 minutes. "75 minutes have passed since we mixed the green stuff, so it is time to peel it off. Take it very gently and place it onto the miniature. Avoid pressing it too much with your fingers, and only apply pressure on the flat areas. If you feel like you are lacking material, you can try to straighten them a bit with your tweezers. But do remember, some of the stitches might need later adjustments. Now I want to talk about how the hood should rest on his head to make it look more natural. The control should resemble this moffo's head. Using a tool, make sure to press the Greenstuff under his chin. Then I chose to have some fun by adding some bone trophies to the hood. If you don't feel confident enough, you could wait for the Greenstuff to cure completely. Take a small roll of Greenstuff and split the thickest edge of it in two. Then try opening it a bit and shape them like two balls, kind of like a bone joint. Remember, this is all Greenstuff about to cure completely. This is why I can manipulate it with no fear for them to stick to my fingers, and without leaving fingerprints. After placing my bone onto the head... Okay, that sounds weird. I'm going to cut a very small piece of Greenstuff and place it over the bone, blending both edges with the hood. Repeat this process for as many bones you want to add. If you wish to make it look more dynamic, you need to revisit it every couple of minutes until the Greenstuff can hold shape on its own.
So thanks everybody for coming through this tutorial. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also do check my Patreon for exclusive benefits or if you wish to show some general support to my channel. Until next time, I've been Obsessive Converter. End of transmission.